pra direita, avançou com tudo, perdeu o Yuri e voou na frente do Ryan. Mas tem que da Fúria, tem o Able, tem o Vini planta, e o Able vai abrir o bombe, vai tentar as palavras mágicas. Able e César vão por aqui, mas são 4 vivos. Tá tirando o morto, que é o Ossi. O morto conseguiu matar, e aí ficou agora o Able. Plantou a bomba, ele está contra 4, uma movimentação de 4 contra ele, mas o Elá mesmo assim consegue matar o primeiro, consegue matar o segundo, ele consegue matar o segundo, agachado, ele pode, de qualquer forma. E é ponto da Singularity. 1 a 0.
Explodiram no banheiro, só que o cima não era o Ryan acertou tudo, bala, ele pegou a vista e quando voltou ao chão já tinha dado um backup mesmo pra liberar a tira e quase consegue uma coisa que tinha bem, eu queria fazer um passado.
Que isso? Quem sabia, a porta ficou varada, acertou o Cacerato. Esse Ryan quer dar um... disse que, opa, o Art viu, o espírito dele não conseguiu matar. Deu uma conseguida, o Elo, o pivato da vida das... E o Cacerato não conseguiu. Quer ligar a bomba, e aí ele pulou na muletinha, conseguiu matar o primeiro, matou o segundo também, o Able ajudando, o Able no suporte, colocou a regata vermelha e foi ao resgate para deixar o companheiro de pé, e o Iru vai matar mais uma, ele conseguiu matar ainda, vai tentar sozinho contra 4, dificilmente ele conseguiu fazer alguma coisa, a bomba foi plantada também, mas ele vai tentar, ou ele vai recuar, ele recuou, guardou sua arma, ficou com medinho, agora de enfrentar a equipe brasileira e toma! Mas o Art também tomou. O Art não vai tentar essa artimanha, vai ter que voltar. Não quer perder a arma também, porque a economia não tá das melhores, então não vale a pena. Recua dali. Enquanto o nosso camarada Cacerato tá dando a volta. É o Cacerato que tá ali? Vamos ver o Ryan. O Ryan parecia um bot agora, né? Que olha pro lado ali do nada e volta. Mas tudo bem.
Bot Ryan.
Bot Ryan. Ponto da Fúria, tudo igual, 1 a 1. Ela forçou e forçou bem, né? Forçou gostoso.
Forçou delícia, forçou gostoso, forçou com jeitinho, né? Mas de novo ali dentro do banheiro tinha mais um jogador, eles executaram pra cima da A. E aquela molotov do cara que tava atrás da caixa do bombe foi o creme do round. Singularity vai comprar de novo, vai, Adrons. É a chance de resetar os caras.
Desceu aqui pelo bombeiro. E realmente, depois desse abalo econômico, a equipe da Fúria tem a vantagem. Olha só o duelo inicial do Yuri, mas aí ele tomou de scout. Mata pombo lá no fundo do parque. E o Cacerato vai voltar pra pegar a bomba mais uma vez. Puxou a AK de volta, o Ryan continua na mesma posição. Ele que guardou a arma ali do round anterior. O único que está ali, digamos assim, armado, né? Não tem nenhuma utilitária na mão daqui da Singularity. E olha só o Vini, rapaz, presenteou ali com a arma. Voltou. Não decidiu ainda a equipe da Fúria, né, se vai entrar aqui no B ou no A, mas parece que vai ser pelo A mesmo. O Art vai na frente, soltou um sprayzinho ali no Ossi, mas o Ossi volta. Com uns disparos, tá machucado, passou pelo rádio que queria uma ajuda dos seus companheiros. No ponto lento, mas aí o Redex consegue matar, o Art mata ele na sequência. É aquela vingativa que a gente precisava. Planta a bomba agora, o Cacerato, ninguém foi pra cima dele, consegue plantar com tranquilidade. Bomba no chão, e aí ele recarrega e ele quer...
So he's gonna stick around. Probably just go for the exits. Ryan, I don't love this. He wants to get an exit frag here. He's gonna hit the shots. Fortunately, scoping in at the right time, but now they can hunt them if they'd like. doesn't seem like Furia necessarily wants to. The money has not stabilized. Losing that third player means that it's not going to just yet. They're going to have to pretty much fully reinvest here, but it's getting better and better inch by inch. So MOTM's just going to lurk here. Like the toilet snake trying to catch something out. Vinny, he gets him. That's an AK. That's actually huge. MOTM brings another rifle into the next round. That gives them something to build around. You might see the force buy as a result. He's going to drop his CZ over to spread the wealth, if you will. Hydrex picks that up, and it looks like they are going to save. So the real question for Furia in this round is, can you avoid stepping on the landmines that are these two rifled Singularity players, right? If you run into the pistols, no problem. If you run into the rifles, it's a little tougher, and it does look like the rifles won a bunch. They're both going to go towards this B-bomb site. It's going to be the emphasis on keeping them together, giving them a chance to fight in this round. That's one picked up already. That's csgo. That's going to be a gun retrievable as well if they eventually want to go for that, and that's going to be Hydrex who does exactly that. He goes exploring. He goes scouting. The response from Furia, though, is to take long control, and that's quite effectively done. They're going to build a little bit of space here. The pistols want to play up close, and OC being caught in bathrooms might cue them off to the fact that Floppy is here. He's certainly looking for them. All he's got is a USP. That's challenging, but he's going to get the kill. Now they're going to clear him out of his position. No chance to get another, but so much damage done makes this round a possibility. The problem is the round picks up the Krieg, his favorite gun, just to add a little bit of flair onto the end of it. And it's a big round for Singularity to take. Off of 2 rifles and some scrappy pistol play, they take it. This is going to be a great game, folks, because both these teams are capable of those kind of scrappy rounds and keeping it close without anything really in their hands. That was a great play. MOTM had to come up strong, and he did exactly that on the Optimus position. I think the molly didn't go quite where Furia wanted it to, and it was exploited. So now what do we see? We see some fast play in towards connector and out towards construction. So they've already taken control. We haven't really seen fast D play yet, and Art's going to catch them off guard. Fortunately, there's a player to bail him out, but it is going to be MOTM who gets really saved by the distraction of Ryan. Manages to hop his way past the damage. Now he's trying to spam through. Not necessarily a high percentage play against unarmored pistols. You can kind of just wait and let them come to you. So a lot of presence in towards... Oh, Ian. MOTM making a info jump against Deagles, making it a very skilled man, and he's going to whip out the rifle at just the right moment, but it's not a second too soon. csgo now with just a P250 and 1 HP. What's he even going to try and do? Just get one headshot as they come around the corner. They're going to hard clear him, and hopping in the air with the greatest of ease, it's going to be Ryan to hit the shot. So another buy going to be coming out here from Furia. They've got a Krieg on Vinny. As I said, the man is a legend with a scope rifle. But of course, Singularity, no strangers to it. They're going to be picking up 4 of their own. No op yet on either side. We have not seen the AWP. No one's economy's really gotten clean enough. At this point, Singularity's is. So I would expect to see it on OC sooner rather than later. Look at this aggression in towards connector. Who's going to catch it? Oh, that's 8, not 9. They're taking long control as well, which could be very dangerous for OC, who's tucked into that position. And they're actually going to take full control towards site. The question is, does Vinny get the timing here? If he does, he could really be a pain in their ass in terms of a backstab. If he doesn't, this could be rough. He'll find the first. Can he get the second as well? No, he cannot. But that's so much information, and it's so much time bled off the clock. Meanwhile, his team has just taken full control of site. And I don't think Singularity realize this. It has to be a thing that they're aware of based on the way their setup is. But this could be really effective. They've cleared out the site. Now they're going to get a bomb plant 100%. And they've got the flank of csgo set up. Art's already pushed into bank, so he catches an easy kill. No problem on the rotate. Now OC's got to come back in. He's got a ton of work to do. His position's now known. They can smoke him off. They can throw the utility to hold him back. And Dorado catches Ryan coming out of the connector. So only 2 players up. They may just want to save at this point. OC, though, picks up a big frag, and now it's a 2v2. This is doable. The problem is so much time is ticked off the clock that it's do or die, and they just can't get back in time. So the save will come in. They've done some damage once again to keep that Furia economy limited. I feel like my game sounds are really low right now. Actually, it's just that my headset's turned down. We're gonna get that adapted. But ultimately, Furia do take the round. So trading back and forth buys. Tied up 3-3. And now we see the ult come out for OC. There was money on that Singularity side. So here's the big green gun for the typical Opper. That's going to be scoped rifles across the board elsewhere. Hydrix keeps his Krieg. Man does love a Krieg. Vinny on the Galil. They've got lots of utility, though, and that's really something that Furia likes to have in a round. I like to be able to go for the executes, and it's Art who just goes straight forward over the flames, right into Floppy to do the damage. Finds the first, and now there's another player behind Smoke. It's going to be OC who's up close with the op. They're going to hero scope in. They know he's here at this point. Art's looking for it. Oh, OC, he went under him. They've not noticed each other. How has that happened? Now Art's aware of it, but OC's caught between a rock and a hard place. All he's got to deal with is Art. Smoke's going to be there to keep him alive, but now which side of the pole is Art on? It will be the other side, but MOTM's there to defend. Ryan catches one as they entry, so now there's a man advantage, but the problem is sight has fallen. Bomb will be planted. We're in a full post-plant situation here. My observing is a little challenging. But it is going to now be a post-plant situation, full retake with a little bit of a man advantage here, but utility to hold them off from the Furia side. That smoke makes Yuri think they're going to come straight through. He's expecting the aggressive play in the style of Furia. That flash will be it, though. He actually hesitated too long, and it does everything. Now AbleJ's got it all to do. 4 to find. He'll find the first. Dueling out with the op. Actually wins out over OC. And they put it all on MOTM. There was no reason to take those fights whatsoever. AbleJ's knocked down low, but why are you peeking? A little bit of overconfidence, perhaps, but MOTM will, fortunately for them, bail them out. Op can be retrieved as well, so it's not a catastrophe economically. That gun can be tossed around, and they got plenty of cash to buy out. Meanwhile, Furia is reset, and they had to pretty much fully reinvest, so the only player with reserves are AbleJ and Art. This is presumably going to be a save. Actually, based on the money, it might be a buy. They might force it. No, save it is. Art's got a Zeus. Love it. Love to see it. Love to see it, Art. But that was risky. The initial smoking of the molly prompted them to come off of the bomb plant. And then it gets very hairy. And then Singularity peek one by one into that heaven position to take the fight. This is a team that's so confident in their aim that sometimes it gets the better of them. Fortunately, MOTM doesn't let it slip, but that could have been catastrophic. That's how you set somebody up for a nice highlight reel 3K. It's going to be a push straight onto site, and AbleJ is going to take the first shot with the Deagle. And they're actually going to catch out OC at long as well. That op gets run down by pistols. Now this gets very awkward indeed. Bomb is still long. There's a smoke covered off, but they've got a cross. And Floppy wants to allow them no time. Does he spot Vinny? There he does, but it doesn't matter. Vinny has the rifle, and Vinny has the shots, armor, or none. Hydrix knows his position. How is he not clearing this? He gets it on the swing. Now they just have to contend with Yuri, but their health is so low. He's got an op. Smoke to cover it off. That's fine. Bomb's not planted. It is on Yuri. They've got a molly and 2 flashes, so when he eventually goes for the plant, whether it be on A or B, they should be able to use air utility to really bully him. But Yuri with an op. This could be dangerous. He's not a man that you want to test in any situation. Looks like he's thinking about moving down connector. They're not close enough to hear these footsteps. At least I don't think Ryan is. He's starting to hedge over, so maybe he heard a little bit of pitter-patter of feet. But Yuri, if he just straight goes for it, is going to have the bomb plant. We're going to be in the post-plant situation. He's testing them out. No idea where they're coming from. Now he chooses to trust his luck and hope that they're not swinging on him. So there's the bomb planted, and they will at least have a double pincer here to move in from. But Yuri wants to isolate one of these fights right off the bat. If he catches Ryan coming out of this connector door, that'll be huge. He's distracted by the flash, though, and that timing could be perfect for Ryan to come out. It is indeed. Ryan catches him on the flank. Going to pick up the gun, and he will get the defuse. And the Zeus as well. There we go. Now Ryan can go retrieve the better rifle. Hydrix has plenty of time, and the defuse comes through. That's well played. The timing just doesn't work out there for Yuri. He had the right idea, but the flash baits him off of his initial instinct, and it doesn't play out. They are going to have a buy here. The bomb plant secures it, and they've actually got a fair amount of utility behind it as well. So that bomb plant was critical. We'll see what damage they can do now. That was again a round for Singularity where it got much sloppier than it needed to be, and you see it reflected in their cash totals. They've got very little in terms of money right now. So this time OC wants to take his pick over towards Connector, and oh, that's one of those moments where you wish the player had X-rays almost. But no Superman vision for him. Instead, it's going to be Floppy, who hears a lot of feet with his big radar dish ears. Hears them coming, and he says, all right, guys, get ready. And ready, they were not. Both players defending the A-bomb site deleted. MOTM, who was coming in to support, and Floppy as well, who tried to get aggressive as a response. So Furia have the bomb site, and frankly, almost certainly the round. The question is, does Singularity even want to contest this? They haven't really baited out much utility from Furia. They've still got utility for the post plant, a smoke and a molly, for sure. Smoke's going to go down, but still a molly and 3 flashes to work with. And so Singularity says, our money's right on the edge of getting broken, getting reset. We're just not dealing with this. We're going to chill. Oh, the shot through the edge of the wall going to catch out Hydrex. Hydrex just praying that if he didn't move, the man would stop spraying. It's not to be, and now they have a pretty good idea where the rest of them are. So Yuri's certainly going to contest it, and he'll have the shot as well. Not the last. The AWP at the very least will stay alive, but there's nothing behind it. So now if you're Singularity, what do? You went from having a pretty decent save to just getting annihilated by that mean, terrible Yuri spamming you down through the wall and the door. And Furia keeping this so very close. They're just going to give OC the AWP, not invest anything into this round, and try and get back on their feet as quickly as possible. So the question becomes, what can OC do with the big green gun? And the answer is nothing, because they're going to completely circumvent him. And instead, the hit's going to be over towards B. They're grouping up outside Monster. It's going to be on Hydrex to do some damage. Pulled out of the barrel's position. Probably a wise move, as they might just molly it. Flashes out, and they're going to be swinging around the Rosie. Pockets full of Posey. Hydrex catches one, but then he's the one to fall down. Floppy and OC, all that's left, and presumably they just want to save that AWP on OC, get him the heck out of dodge. He's going to be taking pop shots from heaven, but that Molotov presumably going to convince him that's a terrible idea and he needs to get out of there. He still wants this. He still wants some damage, but as soon as he fires off that shot, they know where he is, and they're going to chase. The money is fine from Furia. They can dedicate some bodies to taking this scoped rifle out of his hands. Floppy is just here as an early warning system to let them know if they're coming. Oh, but it's a boost up. It's a boost up into heaven. OC catches that. That's huge. We didn't swing off wide enough to see it, but now he's lost his early warning system. OC, you got to get out of there. Furia doesn't want to quite throw all their bodies at digging OC out of his spot, and he wants to do as much damage as he can. So we'll go ahead and fall back. The AWP will live to fight another day. Furia will bring our scoreline tied once more. Now we're going to have maybe a bye. It's not good. Singularity could force this. They're probably not going to. OC could drop. They're definitely going to get pistols behind this. Give themselves a shot at doing something in this round. They're actually really, wow, they are showing surprising restraint with the forces. The old Singularity would have bought up right here and tried to battle it. But there's an element of respect for Furia. They definitely know how dangerous the team they're up against is. And I also suspect a double op is going to come out in the next round. The fact that MOTM and OC are both saving, I think they want that double op. I think that's critical to their plan. OC going to hit the first shot. Now they know where the op is. Do they want to test this? Do they want to keep dealing with this? Or do they want to rotate off? They've just left only OC to do the damage. And Hart, despite being fully blind, will in fact catch a kill. The problem is his move there has identified where the rest of the CTs are. Now there's a man advantage, and Floppy's got an AUG behind it. They could do damage here. They could make this difficult for Furia. Smokes will go through, and the bomb will actually cross around towards Monster. So space to work with. The pistol players are getting into the site. It's Ryan to lead the charge. He wants to get up close and personal with the P250. Give himself a chance to make the pistol work. And methodically, Furia is clearing the site. The problem with this methodic play is it's giving them a chance to get in position, and there's Floppy, who strikes with the stolen rifle. Tries to do some more damage. Doesn't actually catch their feet as Serato leaps right over his aim. Serato, though, as soon as he swings on this pole, is probably going to be a dead man. And it's MOTM to try and probe the angle. Try and find him out. They're crossing over, and that sets up Serato for his death. You sacrifice a pistol for the shot, and OC hits the last. So the saved gun and the retrieved rifle are enough to bring through the round as they get all of the kills. That's massive. Defuse is going to come in. They'll have time for it. No problem. MOTM will pick up a rifle. And they've stolen away a buy. 6-5. That is not a round Furia ever should have given up, especially since they identified where the op was right off the bat. The problem was the swing out of bathrooms then makes them think, all right, well, let's pressure the one-opper. They're just a little too slow about it, a little too methodical, and they give Singularity a chance to reposition. Really well played from Singularity. 6-5 now, in the double op. I was saying I thought it was coming. Here it is. It's great for Singularity, though. They don't have to invest nearly as much as they were expecting. They were expecting to get full wiped. Doesn't happen. They actually retrieve 2 rifles like it's party favors. Now they've got a ton to work with. OC, actually Ryan, sorry, other op. Nearly lines up the shot through panel, but just doesn't quite have it. So the spam will let him know that there's at least an op here. And they're boosted up. That catches out Ryan perfectly. So well played. And that's going to leave Hydrex isolated on site. He knows he needs a response as a result of this. There's a smoke down, but a nade to follow it. Hydrex is really uncomfortable right now. There's flames licking at his feet. He's got reinforcements, at least from MOTM, and that molly might prompt Furia to hesitate just for a moment. But they do have a man advantage now, and room to rumble. Still a lot of utility as well in their belts. A lot to work with here. They can take a moment and rally. 50 seconds on the clock. Mitch, I see you with that sub. You beautiful man. Highly appreciated. And now they're going to start to make their way over towards A. Magic Helmet TV, if anyone's not following him, they should go follow him either on Twitter or on Twitch. Hydrex going to toss a flash up for his comrades in arms up top. That's actually a nice little detail. Slows Fury down for just a moment, but they got the utility on site, and they've got their entry kills as well. There's the follow-up. Art with the flick. What a shot. And this round is lost. MOTM's got an op to save, and with it, they should be able to get a full buy up in the next, but he's going to be getting the heck out of dodge, and it's all just about keeping that big green gun alive. So bomb will be planted. It will go off, and a full clean round for Furia. Unless they lose these bodies on the hunts now, this is going to be fine. Looking like the op's going to stay alive. No one's close enough to take it from his hands, and so Furia escape unscathed completely. So a little bit of dust on the hems of their jackets. But the advantage of saving that one gun is that Singularity is now going to be able to get up a full buy. They can drop to Ryan, and everybody else can invest. No problem. The question is, does Ryan take the op back? He does indeed. MOTM going to be tossing over an op for OC as well, and now he'll be tossed over a rifle in turn, and everybody is happy with the way the buy shakes out. So this is going to be a critical round. It's really probably going to determine who walks away with this half. Furia, though, they've got money in reserve because they didn't drop a single player there, so even if they lose this, they'll be able to battle back. If they win it, though, they'll have reset Singularity. They'll have 7 rounds, likely 8, even probably 9 on the T side of Overpass, which is certainly no mean feat. It's going to be Hydrex and Ryan to try and hold on here once more, and it's a fast play from Furia. Hydrex, the timing's not good. He had the angle, but he pulls off. It leaves his teammate high and dry. Fortunately, he's still able to get some damage, and Ryan manages to slip out towards construction where he's safe for a moment. The Molly's going to make sure that Ryan stays there because the health is not good enough to even think about battling through. And Art knows he's got a player isolated in the barrels, or at least has a very good idea of it. K-Serrato catching MOTM on the flank takes the whole aspect of this defense out, and the flames will eventually burn Hydrex alive. There was just no real option there. Ryan misses a critical shot and doesn't get it on the repeak. That's going to set up just Floppy and OC left to defend. Floppy gets 1, but he needs 3. So much more damage to do, and they're just going to take the fight right to him. They could just leave him alone, go towards the other site, but he's got to do so much, and the double peak's just a little bit too much for him to deal with. So Furia, it's a lot scrappier this round, but they take the fight right to Singularity and hit him right in the mouth, and they draw blood. 7-6, a reset Singularity. This is where the end of the half falls away and becomes a great big challenge. So just pistols here. They'll give themselves the opportunity to battle for the last to get that 7th round on the board. going to be scrappy. Off the top of my head, I don't remember Furia's CT side of Overpass. I'm sure it's next time. Able J, blinded up, gets one, but once again, the flash peek with the pistols works well to deliver a rifle. The problem is the rest of the team's here this time. It's not an isolated player, but the USPs are still doing damage. Floppy's found two. That's enormous. He's got a rifle. He can get another one onto one of his teammates, and it's Caserado and Vinny, who they've got a clear path to the bomb site. They've got a clear path to the bomb plant for sure, but now they've got 3 rifles coming their way. Yeah, there's not a lot of health. Yeah, they don't have armor behind them, but ooh, this could be dangerous. Caserado knows he's coming out. That's one found. Can OC get the second? Likely not. Caserado's just going to keep him hemmed in here towards connector. There's not a lot OC can do there. Ryan is actually going to come back his way. I think they want to save these rifles, give themselves a better chance in the next round of getting utility up. So that's exactly what they're going to do. Might be able to get ops as well. I think Floppy might be able to buy that. I'm not sure. Furia seems to be content to let them hold this, which is interesting. They've got tons of money. I don't know why they're not hunting more aggressively. They're more committed to making sure that they don't somehow pull off the ninja than really battling it out. And that makes sense. It's such a slim margin. They're going to have a buy in the next. They might get a little bit extra utility off the back of that, but it's not going to be a ton. The advantage, though, of saving those 2 guns is they do get the rifles. And you can see they're pulling out a lot of utility indeed. MOTM and Ryan have full belts. OC has a full belt as well. There's 2 kits available. There's something to work with here. Presence in towards bathroom. We actually haven't seen this spot from Floppy yet. Admittedly, Furia have not done a lot of exploring towards bathroom. OC catches the first, showing why maybe they've been giving this space a lot of respect. Now the advantage is OC can hit another shot and then fade away. Floppy falls off the spot, though. The whole idea of that is you maybe bait them in. Lure them in with the promise of chasing down an AWPer and strike with the Flopster. But with a man advantage up, they're going to go to more conservative positions and try and avoid giving away that trade frag. Able J. He doesn't know it, but on the other side of this flower pot is a pair of crosshairs trained right in his position. If he goes for the info peek, I do not trust OC to miss that shot. That is to say, the flicks are OC's specialty. Oh man, I never updated my stream title. My bad! Oh, shots from OC hitting them left and right. 1-2 makes it just Able J and Caserado to try and bring back this last round. The op strikes true and it strikes strong. And now it's going to be to MOTM, who's dodging behind the bomb box to try and keep them off of the site entirely. I don't think they know he's here, but the flank comes in and Ryan will put them down as a result. Perfect shots from long, and that is well played by Singularity to make sure that this is an 8-7 half. OC, massive to get the opener. And then Furia, not being able to react in time, gets the book shut in their face. 8-7, still a very strong half for T-side Overpass from Furia. It's going to be an uphill battle for Singularity without a doubt, but they've made this close. They've made this a contest, and frankly, I think this is the most competitive game against Furia I've seen in this MDL season. So definitely a lot to work with here. Question is, will Fury in the second half be another monster entirely, or are they going to be able to stand strong and hold them off? Let's see, have Fury dropped the map yet? No, they have not. They are 5-0, and is this the closest game we've seen so far in a half? Yeah, they've got... Okay, they've got a forfeit win, a 16-2, another forfeit win, a 16-9, another 16-2. What was the 16-9 at half score? That's the real question. Party Astronauts got them a little bit competitive. But it was a 3-12 half. Okay, so this is the most competitive first half against Furia we've seen yet in the Mountain Dew League. So that's already a nice showing for Singularity. And the question is, can they bring it through in the second half? Alright, boys, time to get started here. I always like taking a look at the half stats, except that you can't do it right now. So let's see what HLTV says that. You can actually look at the ESEA page. Fury leading the charge for the Furia side with 24 frags. Actually, Art has 25. So not bad there. There's really a trio. Yuri, Art, and Vinny. Quesarado, oddly enough, I don't know whether it's just the positions that he plays on Overpass where he's maybe not as highlighted, but 8 and 14, a slow night for Quesarado by comparison. I'm looking at the stats for the Party Astronauts game. What am I doing? Never mind. Ignore me, folks. I am straight telling you lies right now. I'm going to look at the stats for the game we're actually watching. I was like 24 kills on 3 players is insane for a half. Yuri, though, is still playing insane. 18 and 12. Next closest is AJ with 13 and 12 on his own team. You know what? That may be counting in halftime kills. I'm not going to say anything. We're going to check his stats after it loads at the half. Yeah, Z, I'm just making stuff up. I'm going to stop trying to read out halftime stats. I really wish I could read them reliably, but you never can. You never can trust it. It was good to see OC step up once he had the op in hand. Was a big contributor for them on the rounds that they won for Singularity. We're going to need to see more of that, but it's a much tougher road than the T side of op. So you need some dynamic plays to open up sites. And honestly, Furia as a team, it's all about that mixed aggression. And I think Singularity will be able to handle them on the aggressive rounds. It'll be the slower change of pace rounds that slow them down. We're going to see how this goes. Fair amount of utility investment for a CT side here. Maybe playing for a retake on B. See who picks up the kit. Quesarado does indeed. And on the other side, you got 2 smokes, 3 flashes to get into sight. Where's the hit going to come? That's a lot of utility gun art. It's going to be straight in towards the B bomb site. And it's going to be up to Vinny, and there's actually a double stack of barrels to defend. This is all set up to enable Quesarado, but I think they spotted the top of his heads. They definitely know that there's one here, and he's going to get chased out, so the position doesn't work out. The double play into barrels just wasn't quite quick enough to really hide the player. Hydrex gets a great tap-in kill. That's going to make this a really difficult retake in D. Just AbleJ and Art, and Art's got no armor to try and battle this back. That aim punch is going to be brutal as the Glock spam comes through, and the question is, do they even want to invest? AbleJ has at least a set of armor to save. Art is just a single flashbang, so whatever. But if you can't tap someone's head down with the USP from range, what's the point of throwing your lives away? I think you're actually seeing the save. Not something you see too often in a pistol round, but AbleJ's getting the heck out of there. Art's going to try and hit the shots, but again, aim punch is brutal, and the Glock taps are enough. So is AbleJ even allowed to keep this alive? All he's got is a set of armor. That's it. That's the only thing that's invested. But Singularity, they're hungry. They smell blood, and Orion will strike. So a flawless pistol round for Singularity. They do not allow a single survivor either. Excellently played. The double barrel position does not work at all for Furia. They're trying to play a little bit of subterfuge. Problem is they were both spotted out. And Singularity, that's a big pistol round to get. They need to get this early lead on their T side to make it as competitive as possible. They're going to go for 3 MAC-10s early on, and on the other side, Furia does go ahead and force up. Now, they won a force in the first half. Can they do it again? Or taking blind shots over smoke? It's not going to be successful. He'll have to fall back with the scout. Bail out. Meanwhile, Singularity slowly advancing the pressure. They're expecting some aggression out from the CT side. What they may not realize is that AbleJ is that aggression, and he's come all the way around and towards sewer. Thank goodness for mic mute buttons. Question is, can AbleJ catch somebody off, or is he going to get pinched from behind? Now he knows it's a possibility, and Floppy clears it. Ever the aware one, Floppy will make sure that there's no possibility that they do him dirty. There's a hard rotate coming in, and of course you're going to do that when you don't have much to work with. The question is, which site does Singularity actually choose to hit? They're not really committed at B. They could easily take towards A. The problem is now they're drawing back. They are investing. But that smoke drop may make them think better of it, and Floppy's going to go ahead and clear towards the top of connector. He's going to realize nobody's here. He might call for the full rotate. Now the CT's move back. It's like a seesaw. They're moving every which direction. The problem is the bomb hasn't rotated this time. The bomb is going to commit towards B, and they've completely vacated it. It's free real estate. Floppy just making some noise in connector, and the timing is going to draw them all the way through. And so now the bomb's going to be planted, and there's going to be such forward positioning on the post plant that this might honestly be a save call for Furia, and that's exactly what happens. They're just going to move all 4 players out towards long, take what little they have, and give themselves a chance in the next round. The question is, does Floppy want to hunt this? And if so, who's he going to find? Floppy on the prowl, smells them walking past, hears their footsteps like lamb to the slaughter, knows that Yuri just hopped up, and Yuri's back's going to be exposed, but there's a scout watching exactly this angle, and Floppy doesn't realize that they're all in the same spot. So that's a Mac 10 retrieve. No real harm, no foul. Honestly, the smoke is more helpful than anything else. But the Flopster does not get his prey. So a 9th round here for Singularity. They don't really manage to take that much out from Furia, so Furia is going to have a decent enough buy without investing anything into this round to be able to contest a little bit. Even Art can toss over the deagle that he had to Able J to really spread the wealth with 0 investment into the round. They've actually got a decent little bit to work with here. And on the other side, pretty much the same buy, except this time Floppy's got an AK behind as well. So 3 rifles, 2 Mac 10s. And the early aggression's going towards Playground and Fountain instead, and that's a good read, because there's presence in towards the connector. Desperado and Art. Floppy wants to find him out early. The boost could pay out here. Is Floppy going to expect this? Quesarado in such a sneaky spot. Oh, Art's now dead, and Floppy, having read the spam, does he know Quesarado's spot? That smoke expiring means his legs are going to be sticking out in a moment. Did he spot the foot move? Oh, the panic here. He's not going to know. He checks it, though. Floppy not going to be caught off by this sneaky spot. No rats today. Floppy is the exterminator. That was a tricky spot, though. Honestly, if he didn't have the suspicion of having sprayed a guy down right there, he probably doesn't check that. But the fact that there's a guy down at the bottom of the boost means that he hard checks it. Now Floppy can swing based on the door opening, and it is a shooting gallery. All the players are wiped off, and it's just Yuri, who's got no armor behind this deagle, who can try and pop some heads. This has been a remarkably clean round for Singularity. Furia tried to do some tricky stuff with their less than complete buy. It doesn't pay off in this round, but that's okay for Furia. Now they've got the guns, and Art's going to have the AWP. That's an important piece to get started early here, and they're going to have a big advantage early on in this round. Down from Monster early. Fury actually throwing quite a bit of utility early on, but Art's going to catch a kill already. That's a big frag to start out. Ryan out of the server immediately, and it's going to prompt a response straight in towards B, right out of Monster. Vinny's in an awkward spot, but he's got a lot of support behind him, so he can still do some damage. Yuri's going to clear out the flank. No chance for a rotation. He'll catch MOTM, and that is one of the Mac 10s down. Now it's all just the rifles to duel, and they frankly just need to do damage here. Chances of getting onto site slim, as there are a million bodies here for the Furia side. But it's going to get awkward. Quesarado and Able J put down bodies, and it's all just Floppy trying to do what he can in terms of taking players out of the remaining rounds. Yuri has the flank, though, and an easy shot in the back of his head, going to secure the 9th round for Furia. The bonus round for Singularity, not a resounding success. No bomb plant. 3 players still up for the CT side, but now they will have a buy of their own, and we are going to see an AWP duel. OC on Art. We honestly didn't see a lot of this on the other side. Art didn't really pick up that T-side op, but OC certainly will. So I do want to see that duel come to fruition. I want to see it play out. It's going to be OC trying to look for it early. The flash peek is there, and he'll peek off the back of it. And it's Art who's going to be in towards connector. Interesting. It's a bold move to take with the op. He's trying to take that initial peek, but he's going to get nailed with the AK bullet instead. There's a trade elsewhere, but the opper out may be a critical wrinkle here for Furia. It's an aggressive spot to play for an op, and he was peeking into it spectacularly, but he got read by like a book, and Floppy will find the frag instead. That AK, so powerful. That's MOTM probing towards Monster. Of course, at this point, trades do still favor the T's, and they've got a lot to work with. But Vinny, he's got the elbow, and with it, the frag. The second as well. Vinny, the master of the scoped guns, gonna play it out, but OC says my scope's a little bigger. Now just a man advantage for Furia, and on comes the hit. Singularity really needs to take these fights right away before the flank can come in, but OC will try and confirm the plant. Ryan just to hold off from construction, and the health isn't good, and the frags are coming in for the Furia side. The Brazilian beasts will claim the round and the defuse, and with it, they'll bring it tied up. The money is going to be a little weird for Singularity. They could buy here. OC is going to be limited. No op for sure, but they are going to go ahead and reinvest. It's too close not to be tempted. Does Floppy go for Galil or something to save up a little bit more utility? A little bit of spam through the smoke. No one's really gonna get dusted up there, but they'll make each other think about it. Consider the possibility, and it's aggression out towards Fountain instead. Yuri could catch them off guard. This is trademark Furia. Well-timed aggression that really just undoes around. I think he's heard the hop up in towards Playground, so making sure that no one's gonna catch him out there. He'll certainly hear the nade. Should have the lineup of 2, and that sets it all ablaze. Bomb down, plans ruined. What do you even do to recover in this round? The question is going to be, can you get past Art? He may have. And there's the peek from Floppy, but he's got to dig out Yuri in the Playground as well. And Yuri will be using that tree very much to his advantage. There's the swing. Floppy's ready for it. May have single-handedly bailed Singularity out in this round, but there's still so much work to do. So much ground to cover and so many bodies to find. K-Serrato takes a position towards long, and that's going to be a good spot to play, because it means that even if they get on towards site, he's positioned nicely for the retake with his teammates coming up from B. So they will slowly, methodically clear the site. 2 smokes available, a bevy of flashes as well in their belts. Might give them the space that they need to get this bomb down. 24 seconds in the round is going to start to draw K-Serrato back in. He senses that they're here just based on timing, and he may have an unexposed flank. Peek into it. Ryan will win out the duel as well. That's massive. Now bomb can go down on Optimus, fully protected, and as the rotate comes in, the smokes will go up. There's nothing really to do with it. Floppy dusted by the nade, but it really doesn't do the desired damage. And now it's all up to Vinny and Able J to get back into it. Krieg in hand for Vinny. Og for Able J. 2 sides of a similar coin. But so much round to cover. And Floppy, he has the first. He's been lights out this entire round. He takes the third kill to fittingly put this round to bed. 11-10. Singularity are not willing to give this up, and Furia, they've hit the reset. Pause comes in, likely from Gary. Likely motivated from Gary. Wants to calm his team down, make sure they don't do anything rash in this round, figure out what they're going to be doing in the next, and try and bring this game back. Singularity 11-10 up on Furia, which presumably is going to be 12-10 in a moment. This is really the first time in the Mountain Dew League that Furia have looked like they've had to break a sweat, like they've been tested, like they've had a real opponent. And God, I hate Origin so much. Why won't it close when you close it? I don't know if those notifications are popping up for you guys, but they bug me enormously. I'm just gonna make sure that that is quick, go fast. And meanwhile, it's going to be straight aggression early on here. All the players grouped up towards A, a little bit in towards the connector, of course. They just want to bunch those pistols up and do a similar play to what Singularity did to them in the first half. Singularity slowly going to take control of long. Do they realize these players are right around the corner, though? Looks like they want to battle it out. Hydrex might have a shooting gallery, but by that same token, he might be punished here. He is indeed going to be. K-Serrato finds the kill, but he's instantly traded back, and no harm, no foul, and they will recover nicely. MOTM should be able to pick up that rifle as well. I don't think he was quite quick enough to do so. So it's still going to be a MAC-10 save through. They might want to just upgrade this because this could be a critical round. The buy's coming out here for Furia. It's not going to be perfect. Viddy on a Glass Cannon MP9 gives the op over to Art so they can have the armor behind it. Glass Cannon MP9, something you don't see every often. Every so often. You only see every so often. My brain broke, folks. My brain, it done broke. Console. Able J looking for this first frag. He's not quite going to find it. It's Yuri instead to do the damage. And now they're moving on towards site. Ryan covering ground. Able J's trying to hop up. That might be his undoing. Ryan slips away just in time. It was a sneaky spot, and it would have been quite effective. So he'll lead the charge on the rotation, in fact. And Furia, they haven't really been pushed off as of yet. They haven't really been tested. It's such a scrappy buy, though, that the longer this goes, the more the wheels are going to come off. Because the utility is going to start to drain out. It's going to get much more difficult to hold these T's off. By the same token, there's not a lot of T-side utility left. They have burned a lot of it on that initial attempt in towards B. Art misses his first shot. He may not get many more opportunities as they've now closed distance. He's aware of the swing, but he misses the hit, and OC wins out instead. Doesn't quite have the bait peak, and he's not going to be able to win the day. Yuri catches one hopping on Optimus, so he'll at least know his position, but now the bomb's down. This becomes a whole different ball game. They're trying to chase that player out from the truck. The retake is on, but they've just got FAMAS as an MP9 to work with. It's very limited. No more utility whatsoever. They're just going to have to straight out win these aim duels. With that bomb planted for bathrooms, this is going to be very difficult to fend off. They've just got to win the fight. Flash has been picked up at the least. That's one planter down. Now there's a player out towards long. OC dug out. These two players in towards bathroom can just chill, and it's all on Quesarado, the last man of the Furia squad. He's going to pick up the op and get the heck out of Dodge. It's reset city for Furia in Singularity. Looking like they're going to be good to take this through. Certainly to 13, likely to 14 rounds, as Furia has to save to be able to battle this out and keep it off of overtime. So a couple missed shots, very costly here. And Furia look like they might be mortal in the Mountain Dew League. Still more work to do, and this is a Furia squad that never gives up. So we'll see if Singularity have the wherewithal to fend them off and to close this out. This shouldn't be too difficult of a round, provided they can avoid Quesarado pulling out the hero play. Man's got the AWP, for sure. Going to be aggression in towards connector early on. They want to assert control here. It's going to be Art just to hold him off. He's got a CZ, so if he surprises someone around the corner, that could work quite well. They may think better of it. It's MOTM exploring up, just a MAC-10. No real big deal if he loses it. But of course, against these unarmored opponents, that MAC-10 can be brilliant. Such a tricky spot. He'll peek around. The MAC-10 wins the day. Actually, not a single bullet dropped from that CZ. Aim punch a little too much to overcome. Now, slowly, methodically, they're going to dig out the potential positions that Furia can be holding. Yuri, crouched in towards the bathroom. Really the last major point of resistance. Cannot fend off the SMG. The blistering pace of MOTM, who is just the throwing caution to the wind player who's designed completely to clear out spaces and make sure no one's going to get caught out. Hydrex knows that there's a player around the corner. He's got the spot. The molly will go in to force it out, but the op is there. Quesarado is rotated, but that's the signal for Singularity to hit site. They know where that op now is. They can just completely rotate. The only problem is the bomb's a little bit late, so if that op could somehow get around and do some damage, it could make things awkward. I think they probably just want to save what they've got, though, and so Furia, having done a little bit of damage, having drawn a wee bit of blood, they're going to save the two guns they have, keep them out towards long, and make sure they got something to battle with in the next round. Not a bad read. Now the question becomes, how much does Singularity want to devote to the hunt? MOTM certainly is going to go chasing. He's going to go try and sniff them out. He's been playing a lot of Apex. He's got his Bloodhound main up. Tapping Q. Spamming Z. Tracking footsteps. He's going to have the long-range duel, though. Serato should win this out. 10 ways to Sunday. Flash is there. MOTM, there's no real sense throwing away his armor at this point, but he is going to close distance. He's going to run him down. Serato has the shot. Keeps that off alive. That's critical. It's going to allow them to do a lot more in this round. Double op's an option if they wanted to. Are they going to go for it? Pause comes in. They're discussing exactly what to do with this buy. This is the last stand for Furia. If they win it, they can run this back. If they lose it, they're going to be on a haggard buy trying to battle for overtime. Singularity have the chance to shut the door in their face and close them out. The fruits of their boot camp are showing here, and they have the opportunity to just make this game theirs. This would be a statement match. You're taking down the undefeated players in Furia, the players who were just competing on the grandest of stages. You're showing that you are to be taken seriously right before they head off to a LAN. But it's not over yet. It's going to be utility out. And some early spam through. They know how important this round is, and Vinny already knocked down low. Taken out by the nade. Furia already down a man. This is such a critical round for them. With it, some utility as well. This is going to be tough. They were dominant looking team coming into this, but another body will drop, and this B-bomb site defense is weakening inch by inch. Every time a player exposes themselves, they are chopped down, and now Singularity is here to play. Serato, the last to really defend, but they line up for him. He doesn't catch the second, but the molly will. Bomb planted, and now just Yuri to make a hero play. Is he going to go for it, or is he just going to save what little he has to bolster the buy to battle for overtime? A smoke certainly going to make up his mind for him. Don't do it, Yuri. Keep what you have. Try and battle through to OT. This is such a tough round to deal with. Singularity have broken the back of Furia, and the one vertebrae clinging on is named Yuri. I don't think they're going to be close enough to take this rifle away from him, but it's just so precious little to bring into the next round. Vinny's got a little bit of money saved up. Art's got a tiny bit, but Abel J and Serato are broke as a joke. That loss bonus will kick in. Vinny and Art can get the ops up if they want. Yuri can toss a gun over. One of them is going to be on a UMP. It's definitely going to be Haggard. Saving that one gun could actually save them here. Give them significantly more rifle power than I expected. Double op comes out. Utility is going to be bad, to say the least, in case Serato's on the glass cannon. So a little bit of utility, but it's really going to come down to firepower. Can these ops win the day? Can they do the damage? Will Singularity close it all down here in round number 26? They have a chance to become the first team to take down Furia, but Art says no. MOTM out of the server immediately as the op gets aggressive. Now Yuri behind it. We saw him make this work in a previous round, although it was undone by the heroics of Floppy. Still, the timing on this flank could be everything. They have to expect it. He's done it once before. He hears all the nades coming through. Do they clear his spot? It's all about the timing. Catches the first, but he can't get the second. Good trade from OC, though. He's knocked down to 3. Makes this desperate. The trouble is, even if you're Furia, if you win this and you don't keep a few players alive, it's still going to be challenging to battle through the rest. Nice shot from Art. Follows up his initial great op work with more. Now just 2 players caught out towards long. What can they possibly hope to do, especially when the big bad wolf of Art was on the other side of this smoke with the AWP? He's looking for an angle to exploit. Instead, they're going to exploit it right back. Spotted his toes under the smoke, and with it, the kill. Gets the player in towards bathroom. That's huge from Hydrex. He's brought this back to him. Equal man advantage. Standing in the flames, though, AbleJ will deny the plant. And it's just OC with 3 HP who's got to try and battle this. If that's a nade, it may do it. He's got the shelter. The box actually plants near side, and so the bomb plant will come through, but not around. It was a ballsy move, but Furia have just enough to be able to cling on, and they'll keep the double up alive as well, so that gives them something to battle with. Only 2 players up. This is going to be, again, a shoestring buy, but they've given themselves a little room to fight. They are not going down without a bit of a battle. 15-11. 4 more rounds for overtime. Can they do it? Can Furia battle it out? Art made that last round possible for them with heroic early round opping. This time he's going to play a lot more conservative. The threat of his op may make them hang back just a wee bit. Singularity certainly not trying to test it out playground early on. And that gives Furia a little bit more room to rumble. They can compensate by sending players over towards the B bomb site, expecting maybe that fast hit. The fast hit will not come. Now wrapping around. Art holds towards long. That was a critical player in the last round. We'll see if he can have the impact in this. It's been a very slow round from Singularity, something we haven't seen so much of. But they know how much Furia must be sweating right now, and they'd like to give themselves just enough rope for them to do the deeds themselves. Art gets aggressive in towards the bathroom. This could either be enormous or it could be catastrophic. The question is who strikes first. He spots one. There's the kill. He's got to fall back. Are they going to chase him? Has no idea if his long is clear, but those shots peppered in makes him think that it just might be. And fortunately for him, there's nobody wrapping up on his spot. So that's going to be OC out of the round immediately. And the flank is caught off as well. The Lurker and Ryan is out, so no map control over towards B. The hit's going to come on, but Vinny is holding strong with a Falmus. Floppy answers back, but Vinny's got the positioning, and he'll get one more. Leaves it all to MOTM, who will at least get the bomb plant, but they're fast beating down his trail, and that will be all she wrote. Bomb down. Going to secure another buy, probably for Singularity, as that loss bonus starts to mount. But Furia, they're making a case of this. They are making this a battle, folks. And you cannot fault them for it. 12-15. Double op still up, of course. Let's see what the buy is for Singularity. There's an op on OC. What does Ryan end up with? He ends up with an AK. Hydrex is Galil. Okay, this isn't bad at all, actually, considering the utility they've got behind it as well. But Furia, they've got reinforcements now. They've got utility behind it. It's no longer this scrappy shoestring buy. Now they've got what they want to work with. And this time, the pace speeds up. They're coming straight out the monster. The question is, can AbleJ hold them off? He's got the first. He's got support as well in Caserado, and it's a massacre. They all drop. Vinny hitting 2 kills with 1 shot as well. And Caserado puts in a second op bullet down range to take the 13th. That was just Singularity moving quickly straight into the blender. What a play from Furia. Now this is a question mark. 2 more rounds to make it happen. The money is weird on Singularity as well. MUTM is probably going to drop some upgraded pistols here. Yep, that's exactly what he's doing. So they give themselves a chance in this round. But it's going to be a slim chance. I think this might be overtime, folks. It's starting to smell like overtime. I knew this game was going to deliver. Singularity on boot camp. Furia back from Poland. I mean, this is just battle for the ages, if you will. So it's going to be Yuri to try and hold them off in connector early on. The utility drop down range will do exactly that. They wanted to overwhelm his position. He says, not so fast. No way. You're going to have to slow those little tootsies of yours right down. Now the snake is rising out of the connector. The problem is the op is watching, and as soon as they peek their heads over, he's going to find them. They're actually a little late through, so he's going to miss the first shot. He was in the middle of repositioning. Now the pistols want to run him down. They're coming straight through the smoke, and he's trying to reposition. Utility out at the wrong moment. The trades are good. Can they chase this op down? They can indeed. The retrieved rifle does enough, and now there's an op behind it. Bomb's going to be planted, and Furia, would this be the round that could potentially let it all slip away on? They had no armor, only on Floppy. They had pistols. And now they've got guns in a great post-plant spot. There's smokes at least to cover off the bomb and try and obscure the vision of this op. But Floppy's got the op, and he's going to be holding that bomb dead to rights. It's all about where he lines it up. Smoke for long, there's nobody there, but it's a good position to cover off. Now the second smoke goes on, onto the bomb. Defuse potentially going to be coming in. Vinny takes the forward approach, and that's huge. Floppy finds one, though. Are they just defusing? They are indeed. And K-Serrano will get the round, and Floppy just has to fade away. Keep the op alive to fight another day, and Furia, by the skin of their teeth, they take that last round. 14 to 15. 14 to 15, ladies and gentlemen. We have gone the distance. Full 30 rounds. And it all comes down to this. It's a full buy from Singularity. It's a full buy from Furia. There are no excuses. You've got everything you could possibly want. It all comes down to this. Furia, can you bring us to overtime? Singularity, can you close this out in regulation? Slower around. No aggression from Art early on. He's just hanging in towards the connector, trying to peek out, making sure they don't wrap on him from that lower tunnel. But now they've started to gain space towards the playground. He's been the specter that's haunted him. Him and Yuri have kept him at bay in these positions, and they're not around right now. They're set up to keep Yuri alive, to do some damage. Well, they're going to make sure they can't really do that, but it's fine. They're not pushed out of their spots. And instead, the push starts to move towards B. So this gets interesting. Ryan catches a kill, though, and now there's going to be the swing from Yuri. Does it bring the trade back? Not quite, but he's tickled some toes, and that nade might do enough damage instead. Straight onto sight, they go straight into the crosshairs of K-Serrano, who gets a second as well through the corner of the panel, and it's all OC alone to hold them off of overtime, and he can do nothing of the sort. It's overtime, baby. 15 to 15. We're getting some more CS here, as Furia and Singularity can't let this close out without some more damage. Amadeus, I'm going to be hopping into the Bad News Bears as soon as this game ends, but you got to understand how tense this is. I can't come off of this game. Got to let this play out. Just kind of the way it works sometimes when games run into each other. But as soon as this is over, I will be hopping into the B&B game. No, OT has not started yet. Now OT is underway, folks. You know the rules. MR316K. All the buy in the world. You got everything to work with. 4 AUGs and an op. Quintessential Furia buy. And on the other side, the Krieg for Hijeks, the op for OC. The duel of the oppers. Who's going to come out on top? Sugar Plum Fairy op, if you will. OC trying to peek around for it. It's going to be aggression up towards the party early on. That's the spot they've taken. Able J is knocked down low, but as of yet, the opper's not going to duel out. It's actually Yuri who's left there, and Art repositions over towards long. So we're going to take a different approach to this, a different track. And the T's, meanwhile, are coming out of connector. Art may be well positioned for this. Are they going to check him? Misses the shot. Now they know he's here, but he's going to go right back to the well, and they're pulling out utility to try and chase him down. Chase him down they will, but he's going to try and hit more shots, but he will be silenced. The op of OC answers back. Furia is still in a tight position in case Seratos come by to bail his buddy out. There's a full rotation as well. Still a minute 5 on the clock, and with a lurker over towards T-spawn, they're not quite committed to this, but it seems like Singularity do not want to give up the ground they have. They are going to slow down for a moment, send some doubts racing through Furia's mind, and as a result, you can see AbleJ reposition back towards the B-bomb site, where Vinny is tucked in safe and sound. Ability down to slow down a push that may or may not be coming. And you can see the panic of all of the utility, all of the nades coming out immediately, as Ryan makes sure that their flank is still clear. Now 35 seconds on the clock. Singularity have a clear back end to attempt to plant through. Yuri, I think, hears them hopping around on long, so he's got some information at the least, and that's going to draw the rotation from AbleJ back. He's worried it might be a fake, though, so not doing the full rotate yet, but AbleJ able to hit out some shots. Health or no health, he is a killer over on site. Leaves it all on Ryan, who was the lurker, and can lurk no more. 4 players up. Furia take the first round of OT, no problem. Yuri now getting aggressive. He's all alone over towards A, though. This has been the compensation for last round. They were expecting that fast B hit that they saw quite a bit in regulation. And as a result, he's tucked in towards bathroom. They're going to walk right past him. The rotation is coming in, but maybe too little too late. He's going to have a good position for the retake, but not for the fight out. AbleJ's got a dual pass, and they're right on top of him. So AbleJ gets nothing. K-Serato a little bit of damage out of bank, but the Molotov is going to keep him at bay. Bomb now planted, and it's a full post-plant situation. And with the player still in party, Ryan might be able to get an effective backstab here. Clearing out the long position is huge. Floppy secures their flank. Make sure that Yuri is not going to be tempted for that backstab. Now it's just coming from the CT side. The retake is on. Smoke on to suggest a defuse, and it's going to be Art who actually does hop right on that. So the question is, are they going to check this? They're peppering it, but I think he's going to get the defuse off. He will indeed, so it doesn't matter what damage they do, and the damage is even stacking up. Furia, they cannot find the diffuser in Smoke, and he sticks it. Well played. 17 to 15. The wheels are coming off here in OT for Singularity. They looked so good in regulation, but they just can't find the rounds in the post plant. Sorry, bumped my mic there. Can't find the rounds in the post plant to bring this through. Considering the fact that the T side for Furia actually stacked up in their favor, you imagine if you're Singularity, you really do want to get one round here. AbleJ, though, flashed or no flash, going to spot Ryan right before he does and win out the duel in the exchange. It's a big kill to find, and you're seeing the full rotation as a result of it. Singularity haven't shown a big willingness to hit this B-bomb site with all the guns up. We're seeing maybe why. Hydrix, though, wins that long-range angle. A little bit of a pixel peek, if you will. Catches out Yuri. Securing control of long, the op watching from far, in case Serato up close. They're at least going to make sure that there's no presence there. Oh, the peek from MOTM. Vinny was waiting for it. They've had no luck with this monster lurk at all this game, and it just comes back to bite them again. Now the flank is on. It's going to be coming through so quick. K-Serato's spotted one, but he wants more. He's going to catch out OC. That's the op and the bomb. This round is derailed. There's no chance here, and Floppy last to fall. What a flank from K-Serato. 18 to 15. A flawless first half of OT. Furia making moves here now that we've gone beyond regulation. They brought back the comeback, and at this point, I think they have 8 rounds in a row because it was 10-15 at one point. I believe it was 10-15, and now they've brought it back to 18-15. So that's 8 rounds in a row on the T side of Overpass. That's huge. It's immense. That's a nice little rabbit with a gun. Das Kaninchen. Queserado just wanted to share that with us. And you know what? I appreciate it. Queserado is a man who appreciates some street art. That's his street art. Isn't that funky club music? Very Berlin. I'm gonna be honest, man. Ah, that felt good. All right, folks. It's all on the table now. 18 to 15. Furia just need one more to bring it through. We've already seen one comeback happen. It was Furia that did it. The question is, does Singularity have it in them to do it back now in overtime? OC certainly does. Furia gonna catch the first loss as Art goes out of the server early. Op winning out the duel. Although I'm not sure Art actually had an op in his hands. I was a little distracted by the banning. Ryan catches another. The double op playing out nicely here for Singularity. So they will not go quietly into this good night. They will rage against the dying of the light. And now close up in bathrooms. It's the buddy system for Singularity. That flash going to chase OC back. He didn't have the health to get around the corner. It leaves a lot to do for Floppy, and they've got a pretty good idea he's here. He's been playing here typically, but the trade is good, and that's the damage he needed to do. That also signals the rest of his team to move into the rotation. They're going to be on their way, but there's good utility for Furia to hold them at bay. That should allow them to confirm a bomb plant. That they hesitate for a moment. That lets the CTs get into a better position. There will be no backstab coming through. They have fully committed to this angle. Everybody is coming from the dumpster or bank, and straight out they go. Deleted by Yuri and Queserado. It all comes down to Ryan. He's got to hold them off for his team, and he's going through the smoke and can do nothing of the sort. Ladies and gentlemen, Furia have taken it flawlessly in overtime, 19 to 15. Even when they're down in OT, they bring it back. What play from the Brazilians to battle it back, to do the damage, to win it out. That was really well played from Singularity on the boot camp. That is the closest game against Furia we've seen so far this season. I mean, really quite nuts. But just not enough to bring them over the line in the end. Now, folks, we're going to hop on into the Bad News Bears denial game, which is 7 rounds in, I believe. A little unfortunate. Sorry about that, folks, but I can't control the fickle fates of OT. I'm going to be connecting in just a moment. Tarek Gonzalez, Thundercats Ho. All right. I'm into it. I'm into it. And now let's see. Okay, looks like we're straight into the game. It's Overpass as well, so this will be very familiar for you folks. And it looks like Denial are about to take their third round.